Welcome. Graduation is a time of memories. Friends we have made and important events contribute to the scrapbook of memories we all have in our minds. In this selection from the book All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten, the author, Robert Fulghum, recalls memories of early childhood. Most of what I really need to know about how to live and what to do and how to be, I learned in kindergarten. Wisdom was not at the top of the graduate school mountain, but there in the sandbox at nursery school. These are the things I learned. Share everything. Play fair. Don't hit people. Put things back where you found them. Clean up your own mess. Don't take things that aren't yours. Say you're sorry when you hurt somebody. Warm cookies and cold milk are good for you. Learn some and think some, and sing and dance and play some every day. Take a nap every afternoon. When you go out into the world, watch for traffic, hold hands, and stick together. Remember the little seed in the plastic cup. The roots go down and the plant goes up, and no one really knows how or why, but we are all like that. Goldfish and hamsters and white mice, and even the little seed in the plastic cup, they all die, so do we. Think of what a better world it would be if the whole world had cookies and milk about 3 o'clock every afternoon and lay down for a nap. Or if we had a basic policy for our nation and other nations to always put things back where we found them and cleaned up our own messes. And it is still true, no matter how old you are, when you go out into the world, it is best to hold hands and stick together.
Your days are short here. This is the last of your springs. And now, in the serenity and the quiet of this lovely place, touch the depths of truth. Feel the hem of heaven. You will go away with old, good friends. And you mustn't ever forget, when you leave, why it is that you have come. Why have we come? Some words spring eternal in their meaningfulness, and none more so than those words spoken more than 25 years ago by Adlai Stevenson to the graduates of another time and another place. It is of the utmost importance to our future for us to realize the reasons behind our past. Why have we spent these years at Mayo, and of what benefit will they be to our future? Well, the obvious answer is education, but we need to look beyond that for the true answer to what these years at Mayo have meant to each and every one of us. Education in and of itself is no guarantee of anything. If we are to have a full life, it is probably essential, but far from sufficient. In the words of the famous ball player Casey Stengel, say you're educated and you can't throw strikes, then they don't leave you in there too long. Education is not a free pass, but an essential beginning, a style of questioning, a way to examine life and then improve upon it. Why have we come, if not solely for education? It seems to me that in 10 years, in 20 years, as class reunions come and go, what we will remember most will not be the knowledge we have gained, but the friendships and relationships that have remained. Graduation is a bridge we must cross, and in crossing it, we may take with us only that which we can carry. For this reason, we need to realize the real important reasons we've spent these years at Mayo. Take with you into the future memories of your parents, teachers, and friends, even if it means giving up that obscure algebra fact. For those people hold more responsibility for your future than the knowledge contained in any textbook. Take care, class of '89, as you proceed to face the problems of this day and age. The people gathered together here today mean more to me than anything else ever will. Thank you all for 3 wonderful, memorable years. With that, I return to the words of Adlai Stevenson, spoken now in a context to include myself. Our days are short here. This is the last of our springs. And now, in the serenity and the quiet of this lovely place, touch the depths of truth. Feel the hem of heaven. You will go away with old, good friends. And you mustn't ever forget, when you leave, why it is that you have come.
entered Mayo not knowing what to expect on our first day. We all knew that we couldn't get lost, since the school is round. But after about your 8th time around the building, still in search of your class, the possibility of getting sick from dizziness came to mind. Eventually, we all made it to class on our first days at Mayo, just as we have for the past 3 years. In our past 3 years of Mayo, each of us has gone through some changes, whether it be in the way you look or the way you look at the world and the people in it. Each and every one of us has changed in our years at Mayo. Through all of these changes, this class has shown a great drive to achieve excellence in whatever they do. We have amongst us 17 students graduating with a 4.0 grade point average, 2 All-State boys soccer players, 1 All-State girls basketball player, and 1 McDonald's All-American band member. Our VICA team has consistently done well in state competitions. Our boys basketball and soccer teams both made it to the Region 1 AA finals. We have 5 merit finalists, and 3 1989 graduates made it to the International Science Fair, an achievement which has never been accomplished at Mayo. The list of achievements goes on in and out of the classroom. Through all of the tests, late practices, and long hours at work, this class, the graduating class of 1989, has proven that it is the best class in the history of Mayo. I will now leave you, my fellow classmates, with the immortal words of Julius Caesar, alia iacta est, meaning the die is cast. And so it is with the graduating class of 1989.
Tonight, we come together to mark the passage of time. Tonight, the sun will set on the high school years of the class of '89, and tomorrow morning, it will rise on all of our futures. Each of us will move on in a different direction, and no matter how hard anyone might try, things will never be the same again. Khalil Gibran, one of the best-selling and most popular poets of the 20th century, talks on time in his book, The Prophet. He says, of time, you would make a stream upon whose bank you would sit and watch its flowing. Scientific theory sees us living in a universe where time should move backwards just as easily as it moves forward, but we do not have memories of what is yet to happen, and likewise, we can never truly relive the past. The best we can do is reminisce about it. Those events that have already flowed by will never pass again. The stream of time moves forward, and we are moving toward our future. Gibran says yesterday is but today's memory, and tomorrow is today's dream. The paths on which we travel and the crossroads that we find ourselves at are determined by our past, but where we go from those crossroads is decided only in the moment. And the choices made in that moment determine the paths we will find ourselves on in the future. Our whole life is linked together into one long path, but we live only in the moment, and that moment is only one point on that path. Of that part of the path that you have already traveled, you have everything that you remember. Of that part of the path yet to come, everything you dare to expect. Gibran says, if in your thought you must measure time into seasons, let each season encircle all the other seasons. As we remember our past, we think not of a continuous movement, but of collections of memories separated into blocks of time, the seasons of our life. The end of one season and the beginning of the next is marked by an event that changes our life forever. An event such as this ceremony. Tonight we move on into a new era of our life, but we need never exclude from the rest of our life the season that comes to a close tonight. It will be with us forever as the very basis of who we become. Tonight, the stream of time flows onward. We move forward into our dreams, and we pass into another season. Let us not allow this season to close with idle recognition. Take the time tonight to watch the sun set on our past, and tomorrow watch it rise on our future. And an astronomer said, "Master, what of time?" And he answered, "You would measure time, the measureless and the immeasurable. You would adjust your conduct and even direct the course of your spirit according to hours and seasons. Of time, you would make a stream upon whose bank you would sit and watch its flowing. Yet the timeless in you is aware of life's timelessness and knows that yesterday is but today's memory and tomorrow is today's dream. And that which sings and contemplates in you is still dwelling within the bounds of that first moment which scattered the stars into space. But if in your thought you must measure time into seasons, let each season encircle all the other seasons, and let today embrace the past with remembrance and the future with longing."
Good evening. On behalf of the school board, administration, and staff of the school district, it is my pleasure to welcome the class of 1989, the families and friends, to tonight's commencement ceremony. As you probably know, the school district's mission is lifelong learning for all. It is the belief of the district that students should be prepared to be independent, lifelong learners who are capable of making decisions that will better their own personal lives and contribute to the overall welfare of the world around them. This year's graduating class has been provided with a very rigorous educational program, and I believe it has prepared them for the challenges of adult life. They do have the fundamental skills which are essential to continued learning. In class of 1989, your needs in learning will not diminish with graduation from high school this evening. Instead, I believe the need for continuing education will become even more important as you grow older. The quality of your personal life will depend very much on the level of advanced preparation that you have. The school district and your parents have provided you with the basic skills necessary for continued lifelong learning. I hope you will use these skills to your best advantage, and I wish you the brightest future. Good luck and congratulations.
The 468 members of the Mayo graduating class typify the American Comprehensive High School, not only because of the varied curriculums that these students have pursued during their high school careers, but also because we are enriched by students from other countries who add to our own culture. This year we have students from Spain, Japan, Costa Rica, Romania, Sweden, Germany, Norway, France, and Italy. Academically, these students range from the handicapped who have worked in special programs to students of the highest ability and achievement, including National Merit Scholars, National Honor Society members, 16 students who have maintained a 4.0 grade point average throughout their high school career, 102 students who qualify for the Academic Fitness Award, and many other scholarships and academic awards and extracurricular awards. 85% of these students are going on to college. This is the highest percentage we have had at Mayo High School. It is 4 points above last year's group. 6% will attend vocational schools. 10% plan on full-time employment. 3% have enlisted in the military. Another interesting fact about this class is that 82% of these students are employed. That's 11% more students than were employed last year. With that many working and still making such achievements as these students have, this class is indicative of their perseverance. We're extremely proud of the contribution and impact that our faculty has made on this group of students. The mission of Mayo High School is to help all of our students achieve his or her potential. And I feel privileged to be part of the faculty who works to that end. And I'm certainly proud of all of you. 1989 is a great year. Members of this class have made commendable progress as they have completed the requirements, and it is now with great pleasure that I recommend to Mrs. Smote, Vice Chair of the Board of Education, that they now be awarded their diplomas. Mrs. Smote.
Congratulations. You will stand many times at a crossroads in life, just as you are standing now. No one can tell you which way to go, or what you should do, or how you should do it. Yours is the choice. May you follow your dreams, believe in yourself. You have every reason to be proud of what you have done, for the goals and success you have achieved. And now, you have every reason to pursue your future goals with a feeling of assurance that they can and will be met. On behalf of Independent School District 535 School Board, I accept the 1989 Mayo High School graduating class. Catherine Hudson Rogers. Charles Dempwolf Beeler. Peter John Mucka. Christopher Todd Murphy. Timothy Harley Olson. Congratulations, Tim. Benjamin D. Woolman. Congratulations. Excuse me. I miss Brad. Bradley D. Butler. Is everybody?
Lillian Rose Abood. Michael B. Akala.
Heather Ann Albertson. Todd Cyril Anderson.
Brooke Michelle Anderson. Catherine Louise Anderson.
Deborah Jean Anderson. Gregory Thomas Anderson.
Jonathan Scott Anderson. Michael L. Anderson.
Anthony Melvin Asselson. Raymond Robert Auger.
Todd James Avant. Nathan Philip Bakken.
Rad Christopher Bakken. Scott Eugene Bakken.
Jennifer Ann Baljamin. James Michael Balkins.
Peter Sabin Bartz. Daniel David Beaupre.
Caroline Belfontaine. Pamela D. Benson.
Tracy Lee Benson. Benjamin Peter Berg.
Clifford Rodney Berg. Julie Ray Berg.
David Kyle Berry. Terry Alnita Bickneys.
Tina Marie Bickneys. Marvin L. Billings.
Eric Christopher Blankenfeld. Lori Lee Bow.
Scott Lawrence Bowman. Michael Robert Brackey.
Chad Jason Brandt. Christine Ann Bratrud.
Tina Marie Bratvold. Krista Renee Breno.
Jeffrey Scott Brzee. Deanne Lynn Brinson.
Kathy Joe Bronk. Corey Allen Broughton.
Eric Christopher Brown. Susan Elizabeth Brown.
Tara K. Brown. Christopher Thomas Bunch.
Bryant H. Burkhart. Leslie Parker Burnham.
Julie K. Burrington. Chad William Burton.
Mindy Lee Burton. Brian Paul Buski.
Rory E. Buss. Jean Calvert.
Eric James Campbell. Sarah Jane Charlson.
Jeffrey Dennis Christensen. J. Jerome Christensen.
Paul Severin Smeal. Robert Harbauer Cofield.
Chad Michael Condon. Tanya Marie Cooper.
Tarek Sean Cooper. Janelle Margaret Daly.
Tanya Livonia Davenport.
Mark James Davy. Stephen Wayne Day.
Chad Michael Decker. Tamara Lynn Dietz.
Douglas Maurice DeCarroll. Angel Lee Delaney.
Alessandro Dimich. Lisa Elaine Doring.
Jennifer Elizabeth Donzie. Joel Andrew Dunnington.
Michael John Dirdall. Kimberly Joe Dutel.
Catherine Margaret Earls. Ryan James Eaton.
Terry Ann Eaton. Amy Michelle Ebersold.
Christina Elizabeth Edstrom.
Heidi Marie Evans. Neil Andrew Evans.
Regina Marguerite Felty. Lassa Fenschel.
Craig W. Fitch.
Derek James Fitch. Michelle Renee Fitzgerald.
Renee Michelle Feld. Brenda Marie Fossum.
Laura Lynn Franks. Wendy B. Fredham.
Rebecca Lynn Fry. Heather Ann Fryer.
Brian Gregory Gallagher. Colin Michael Garvey.
Richard Earl Geyer. Sarah Louise Gerber.
Richard Martin Gillette. Brian Richard Gillis.
Mark David Ginder. Daniel Lee Glandorf.
Rodney John Gertz. Neve Goldberg.
Nancy Ann Goodman. Heather Ann Gordon.
Leonidas Athanasios Gudis. Robert Joseph Graff.
Scott Michael Granbois. Robin Wendy Gray.
Daniel J. Griffin. Robert Floyd Groby.
Eric John Golden. Teresa K. Hack.
Anthony Stewart Haas. Mark Gerald Hackman.
Cheryl Lynn Haiti. Robert Lee Hain.
Michelle Renee Halling. Eric Walter Haltom.
Melissa Ann Halverson. Rodney Michael Hamilton.
Edward Peter Hannenberger Jr. Stacy Ray Hanf.
Douglas Melvin Hansen. Dustin Daniel Hansen.
James Clinton Hansen, Jr. Brent Alexander Harders.
Daphne Renee Harnack. Jonathan Fisher Harris.
Thomas Richard Hart. Heather Dawn Hartman.
Philip Dean Haskins, Jr. Duncan Hazlitt Havlin.
Jason D. Hawkins. Julie Ann Hawley.
Stephanie Ann Keeley. Ann Noel Keyser.
John Christian Helder. Stephen Eric Helgren.
Jeffrey T. Hemish.
Tracy Jeffrey Herman. Jessica Ann Hurley.
Aaron Richard Hess. Bradley Tate Hess.
Allison Renee Heine. Brian Thomas Higgins.
Christine Ruth Hines. Lance Gordon Hoffman.
Lori Ann Hollitz. Jennifer Louise Holleran.
Tiffany Ann Holst. Dorinda Ray Holtorf Minter.
Matthew John Holman. Carrie Ann Hoopman.
Nicole Lynn Horseman. Julie Ann Hosted.
Hoot Who. Robert Laverne Hudson.
Marlene Everett Hundorf. Christopher Paul Huseth.
Jennifer Lee Hoos. Margot Lynn Hyber.
Michael Allen Hyde. Jennifer Lynn Irke.
Myron Paul Jacobs. Sarah Jean Jacobson.
Kyle Harvard Gendersey. Jewel Marie Jenkins.
Matthew David Jenkins. Jill Mary Jensen.
Elizabeth Rose Jepson. Jason Bruce Johnson.
Jennifer Joy Johnson. Kent William Johnson.
Terry Lee Johnson.
Tracy Deanne Johnson.
Mark Allen Johnston. Pamela Lynn Kaldenberg.
Wanda Lou Kapustik. Wendy Sue Kapustik.
Candida Peace Keller. Thomas Patrick Kelly.
James Michael Kelly Jr. Jason Wild Kelly.
James Kenneth Kennedy. Jessica Ann Kennedy.
Nicholas Aristides Kyriakis. Holly Elizabeth Kerr.
Bri Marie Kimball. Judson Bruce Kimmel.
Anthony Matthew King. Jeff Carl Kurgis.
Bradley Allen Clan. Todd Allen Cleese.
Denise Marion Colgrath Smith. Christopher Allen Colane.
Peter J. Koss. Anna Isabel Kostick.
Jerome Krampitz. Amitabh I. Krishan.
Tracy Michelle Kubik. Jennifer Lee Landgren.
James Michael Lang. Deborah Marie Larner.
Eric John Larson. Sarah Joe Larson.
Amy Alice Lee. Cindy Lynn Lee.
Elizabeth Ann Lee. Heather Ann LeMay.
Robert Patrick Leeton Lennon. Rodney Jack Letton III.
Teresa Lynn Leckvey. Ellen Sue Lewis.
Randall Wade Lewis. Timothy John Lisco.
Dawn Denise Lineca.
John Michael Lobland. Marnie Marie Lucas.
Matthew Robert Ludesher. Terry Lou Lund.
Allison K. Moss. Matthew Dennis Moss.
Melissa Ann Moss. Chad Ronald Malman.
Mark A. McCarter.
James Daniel McGuire. Stacy Lee McGuire.
Catherine Eileen McIntosh. Claire Michelle Melton.
Mary Nicole Mensink. Anissa Carlene Mested.
John Lewis Myers. Jason Paul Michaels.
Lisa Renee Midler. Terry K. Milkey.
Marcus Wade Mim. Michelle Lynn Milburn.
James Allen Miles.
Eric Edward Miller. Jeremy Jackson Miller.
Todd Charles Miller. Peter Michael Moe.
Lisa Maxine Moody. Pamela Jean Moreland.
Kelly Ann Morse. Terry Suzanne Mosby.
John Wayne Munson. Nicholas Gregory Myers.
Nicole Christine Meyer. Carrie Jean Nelson.
Jennifer Ann Nelson. Jennifer Rebecca Nelson.
Michael John Nessler. William Francis Netwall.
Sean Mary Newell. Rui Niem.
Douglas Donald Nigel. Indiana Victoria Noguera.
Jennifer Jo Neusmeyer. Patrick Brendan O'Brien.
Bjorn Christopher Olson. David Kenneth Olson.
Carrie Lynn Olson. Tammy Jill Olson.
Denise Darlene Origer.
Todd William Osmondson. Kelly Joe Ostrom.
Meredith Leigh Owen. Beth Ann Pagel.
Lance Torrey Pappenfuss. Joseph Charles Patterson.
Kurt James Pearson. Janice Dawn Pike.
Christine Mary Pulowski. Lisa M. Pulowski.
Matthew John Peters. Nadine Lynn Peters.
Christopher Donald Peterson. Christopher John Peterson.
Jamin Julius Peterson. Jennifer Francis Peterson.
Bradley Keith Pfeiffer. Heather Mara Philo.
Kelly Marie Plank. Kimberly Ann Plank.
Gail Eric Polk. Katie Pompey.
Adela Powis. Frances May Price.
John Porter Pritchard. Michael Prail.
Margot Elaine Prom. Alicia Catherine Quella.
Christine Lee Rabine. Crystal Lynn Ramthun.
Kevin Bryce Reckinger. Sean David Riley.
Mario K. Rembold. Chad Darren Reese.
Tara Lee Robinson. Susan Michelle Rolbecki.
Jason R. Rommel. Jennifer Berrigan Rook.
Troy Daniel Rosedahl. Jody Lynn Rostamali.
Robert Brian Roulard. Donnie Luis Rausch.
Scott Allen Rude. William Ray Runge.
David Allen Russell. Joseph William Sabin.
Sarah Jean Sackett. Mao Zhao.
Chad Stephen Sater. Jason Barrett Sawyer.
Brian Joseph Zabraco. K-Marie Lynn Schott.
Brenda K. Sleisner. Jeffrey Matthew Schnell.
Carrie-Ann Marie Schoenfelder. Lorianne Schroeder.
Bridget Renee Schurmeyer. Darla Joe Seidel.
Michael Kevin Sheedy. John Dennis Sheehan.
Melissa A. Shellstead. Sherry Ann Silverstein.
Michonne Marie Sim. Sheridan Lynn Sim.
Christopher John Scogan. James Eric Sculp.
Mark Allen Slavin. Jack Todd Smalley.
Michelle Lee Smith. Roger Eugene Smith.
David Anthony Smithson. Amy Lynn Smolt.
Terrence Keith Smoots. Karen Ray Soderberg.
Jamie Oscar Soma. Thomas Allen Southern.
Cassandra Lynn Sova. Kimberly Marie Silva.
Suzanne Marie Speltz. Lyle Wayne Spring.
Cynthia K. Starkson. Jeffrey Dennis Starkson.
Joseph Campbell Stauffer. Rebecca Ann Stevens.
Tammy Lee Stevenson. Terry Lynn Stevenson.
Dinee Lillan Stetzler. Daniel Ray Stevens.
Rebecca Ann Stevens. Rhonda Ann Stevens.
Dirk Daniel Steenison. Michael William Steenison.
Derek Aaron Strain. Victoria Lynn Strain.
Jeffrey J. Stripe.
Heather Mary Strong. Chris Marie Stroud.
Lisa Joan Struckman. Lori Ann Struthers.
Eric Gregory Sunday. Kingshai Than Supantha Vaughn.
Dory Joe Swallow. Heidi Lynn Swanson.
Michael Joseph Swee. Richard James Silak Jr.
Amy Jo Severson. Richard Myron Tainter.
Liliko Takakura.
Jillian Marie Talley. Penny Jo Tanner.
Scott Grayson Thiede.
Rebecca Jane Theismann. Osa Charlotta Delanderson.
Jared Jacob Theros. Christopher Kindle Thompson.
Michael Allen Thompson. Paul Christopher Tiemann.
Nancy Marie Tillat. Joe Eric Toynton.
Michael Todd Torgerson. Brian Thomas Townsend.
Lone Tan Tron. Michael Christopher Turk.
Matthew L. Tweed. Deborah Lynn Ernest.
Paul Robert Van Hoot. John Thomas Van Scoy.
Aaron James Volpel. Ruth Ann Verdick.
Lynn Ann Vesper. Jennifer Renee Vesey.
Dave Vetch. Deborah Jean Vietz.
Jody Marie Vegan. Lucy Sarah Valistra.
Carrie Jo Vogt. Scott Burton Brewster Walsh.
Stacy LaRae Ward. David H. Winchelbaum.
Krista Ann Wenzel. Carol Lynn Whitaker.
Scott Allen Whitcomb. Jacqueline Annette Whiting.
Andrew Clark Weidman. Kelly Lynn Wynn.
Aaron D. Williams. Douglas Hale Williamson.
Mark Edward Wilson. Darcy Joe Windler.
Angela Beth Winters. Brant David Wobig.
Stephen Wayne Woodruff. Victoria Marie Wycheck.
Andrew Warren Wright. Jackie K. Yenny.
Douglas M. Yokel. Stephen Edward Uniger.
Troy Marshall Zarodnik. Richard M. Zach.
Lori A. Zebo. John Donald Zimmerman.
Starting to blast it off. No, I'll do it.